Hey, what's up, guys? Today on this episode, we're going to talk about the role of video on your website. Should you be using video? Why does it work? And how do you begin to implement it for your particular product or service? How can you do that effectively? We're going to unpack that today. Coming up. Welcome to the Bite Size Marketing Hack Podcast, where you get the confidence to hack your marketing 5 minutes at a time.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Rashawn Copeland.
And I'm Mark Gearing.
Today on Bite Size Marketing Hacks, we're going to talk about what does it look like to, convey your message to reach your goals for your, business, but also to, connect with people in a greater way. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, and in the last few episodes, as we've been talking about this topic of how to get your branding lined up and really communicating clearly, we've been looking at websites and just talking about those different components. And we hope that's been helpful for you. Go back and check those out if you haven't heard those. But, one of the questions that people will often ask is, should I be using video? And if so, what kind of video? And so today we're going to look at this in a real practical way. We're just going to come back to this website we've been looking at, the Frontier Creative website. And you see here in the background, we've got a video, even as you just land on the page and you see people. And there's people who are interacting digitally with computers. They're looking at you directly and they're smiling. And should you be using video and why? Well, first of all, one of the key things to know is that people are much more likely to respond to video, to moving pictures than still pictures. So just think about this. When you land
Yeah.
on a website, when you go to a social media feed, does your eye catch more on pictures that are solid or static, or is it the
Yeah.
pictures that are moving? Is it the video that grabs your attention? And so I would bet that even if you're annoyed by the video, even if it doesn't work for you, you are drawn
Yeah.
to looking at the video content. So the answer is yes, if at all possible, use video on your website and in your social media. What's your thoughts
So
on that,
true.
Rashawn?
I love it. I think it's so important, especially like even with social media headers and just different things you can help, sort of convey the message of what your customer or your consumers should be able to expect. It's going to be a happy, experience, a happy journey. I remember, this past week we were driving down to the mountains down in where we live, and I I remember passing through some billboards. One billboard just like was killing me with all this information on it. Then there was another one with this smiling face, and she was holding something, but I was just kept catching my attention, having
Yes.
a person, just experiencing a product, and even celebrities sometimes you'll see on billboards, but I think there's a big purpose for that. And how much more do you need it on your website, to really set you apart with video, and I just think it's so important. We can learn from so much we even pass through and pass by every single day.
Yeah, I think that's it. And you hit on something that we say a lot, and that's just this idea that, well, so leading into why. So we talk about,
Yeah.
should you be using video? Yes, you should, if at all possible, because it's just so much more eye catching. It's got a higher conversion rate across the board. And
Yeah.
so why and what kind of video? Well, Rashawn just highlighted this. What worked for him as he was driving on the highway is happy people using the product. And it sounds so
Mm.
simple, and maybe even it sounds like, whoa, okay, duh. But yes, that's what many
Yeah.
people miss the basic, simple clarity, and they will include all of this really fancy design on their website, and it's really interactive and all these different pieces, but they forget to actually put up there happy people using the product or the services.
Yes.
And so, if at
So
all
true.
possible, what kind of video should you be using? Include on your website pictures of people smiling and using your products or services, because that's what's going to grab people's attention, and it's going to give them vision that they could be this person. And that's what you want to do. You want to not just do something that's sort of impressive or
Yeah.
clever, but actually something that's like, man, I could see myself using that product. I could see myself doing that. I want to try this.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So if it's a mom, I would say for instance, um, or it's a mom blog, what you could do, you can actually have the mom in the kitchen with kids all over. Now just playing. I don't know, but there's so many different things, ways you can, come about, making this happen on your website. Because I was just thinking about me and my wife were watching, yeah, it was a video yesterday, a YouTube video, but hers was so cool. Her video, or her header, it was a picture header, but it was so cool. It was her kids playing around all over her, and she was like trying to read a book, or yeah, with cooking, and she was doing all kind of stuff. But I was like, that's really clever though. That's really cool.
So what's cool about that example is like that helps a mom who's struggling. She's saying, I feel overwhelmed with all of the stuff I've got
Yeah,
to do, with all of the stuff on my plate, and I don't feel like I have a life. And so they see this
true.
picture and they see, oh wow, this person is doing that. I want to read on and understand how I can be like the person in that picture.
So
And so,
true.
as we're talking about today, how much more effective is that when you've got a video that shows an example of that mom or of that person living out what your target user wants to become? When you could
So
put
true.
that video picture of a happy people using the product, using the service, you got a much higher chance of having them scroll down the page or click on the link that you've got
Come
in your
on.
social media post.
So true. I love it. Love it, Mark. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in on this episode of Bite Size Marketing Hacks. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe. And yeah, we still have that course available if you guys want to check it out. And we totally are just so grateful that you took time to listen in this episode. All right, we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe, and visit us at bitesizemarketinghacks.com for more resources and episodes that will help you hack your marketing 5 minutes at a time.